Alrighty folks, you asked for it, therefore I will acquiesce to your request. We are returning to this 2020 Caterpillar, the 289D3 model. It is a compact track loader slash skid steer, and I'm kind of unclear as to what the difference is between a CTL and a skid steer. Is it the presence of the tracks, or is there some kind of other design features with these machines that I'm not aware of, because I don't work on machines, I work on cars. But let me know in the comments, you guys who know about these things, what's the difference between a CTL, compact track loader, and a skid steer? I would like to know from someone who actually knows, because there's a lot of opinion and things of that nature on the interwebs, and I can't really find any solid information. Now, as per our normal protocol here, we're gonna go through a couple things. Let's fire this engine up real quick. This particular vehicle is equipped with a 4-cylinder inline turbo diesel. It does have emissions equipment on it. It's a 74 horsepower 4-cylinder, like I said. She has approximately 209.4 hours on the odometer. And customer states this thing is here for its PM service. PM being an acronym for preventative maintenance services. Now, like I said, I'm no heavy equipment technician here, but I believe I can muddle my way through this. I mean, it's just an oil change, right? Yeah, okay. Okie doke, so I've got a couple big old boxes of goodies. They all say cat on them. I believe some of this stuff in here is in duplicate, because I understand that these machines, when you purchase them, they come with like a maintenance package or whatever that goes along with the purchase kit, and Caterpillar will send you the maintenance items on it. Now you can see we got 2 sets here, which tells me the maintenance has not been performed on this particular machine. I guess they thought it was brand new enough where we didn't have to do any services on it. So right here we've got some 75 140 gear oil. I believe this gear oil is going to be for the final drive units. That's this big old sprocket right here that comes out of the body of the machine. The sprocket is turned by the hydraulics, there's the hoses, and that's going to run the track in order to maneuver the machine. So we're supposed to do 1 quart of hydraulic oil in the final drives, hence the 2 quarts in the box. We have an engine air filter, I'm assuming. I believe this is the secondary engine air filter. We got a crankcase breather. Didn't know we had to change that. I have to figure out where that thing goes. It goes in there somewhere. Yeah, but we got a crankcase breather. We've got an engine oil filter. Looks like is that the fuel filter? I think so. Out at the street. Maybe they're stolen. Yeah, that looks like the fuel filter assembly there. Over here in the other box, we got another oil filter. That's gonna be square shaped, so I'm assuming that's a cabin filter. Another secondary engine air filter, another fuel filter, another primary filter, and another cabin filter with 2 different part numbers, 6618 and 6619. So maybe this thing has dual cabin filters. So I'm not sure how much of this I need to get through today, because I'm not sure exactly how to do all these operations. We're gonna figure it out. Well, I think we should start from the easy stuff first. So we know what we have times 2, and I kind of think I know what I'm looking at here. We got our intake for our air filters here. Coolant line, engine oil fill, dipstick. That's our dipstick right there. Fuel filter. There's a hydraulic filter in there, but I think that's not due till the 500-hour service. We're doing the 250-hour service, and we're doing it early. Probably based on time, because again, I don't believe it's ever been serviced. So let's start with this engine air filtration element here. Pop the caps off of it. This thing right here, that is a drain for when if moisture were to accumulate inside of this thing, that little drain right there will let the water drain out. And this is why we do maintenance, guys. Check this out. Not looking good so far. That's a lot of dust that needs washed out. So let's see about this engine air filter here. Let's grab that guy and wiggle. Okay, that's a good sign. So our primary external filter, that's loaded up pretty nasty. Dang, look at that. Wow, well look, we just gained 100 horsepower. No way. Okay, too much, I'm out. Need air, said the diesel. That explains why we have secondary filters as well. That probably ensures that this engine is not sucking up dust and nasty. That's absolutely gross. Let's get ourselves a towel and like some spray, and we're gonna go clean out that intake box, and then we can maybe try to do some other maintenance items here. Let's see here. Lauren, my darling, do you have any wet wipes?
I sure do.
Can I have some wet wipes?
Sure.
I need a wet wipe for the heavy machinery.
Yes.
I know that seems a little odd, but yeah, it needs wet wipes.
I have a few.
Let me get them. Thank you. Cool. Wet wipes. Who knew? If I only knew about these things before I had kids, it would have been life-changing. So here, let's try this. Get a couple of these guys. We're gonna clean heavy machinery with baby wipes. What do you guys think? Get this a nice little wipe down in here. I don't want this engine sucking up any debris on startup. That would be horrible. It's a brand new engine. It's probably really expensive. Wipe that down. Yeah, look at that. That's nasty. Round 2, fight. Let's get the edge here, make sure that's nice and shiny. Again, I get that the secondary filter will probably pick this up, but it couldn't hurt to get it as clean as possible. Cool beans. Okay, so I guess we'll use the scratch and dent stuff first. Okie dokes, let's bust open this box to see if this filter's any good here. There to you. Yeah, that's beautiful, look at that. Nice and shiny-ish looking. So that is our secondary filter. Wiggle that guy right in like so. And the big filter. Let's get this guy open. Radial seal air filter. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. That, dang, look at that. That is not what it's supposed to look like. So we definitely needed to get this part done. Stick that guy in. Give it some wiggle action. Seat it. Darling, will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you go wash that out in the sink? Get all that nasty out of there?
Sure.
Thank you, appreciate it. She's helping. Okay, so now, we should probably go ahead and get the engine oil spilled out of this thing so we can pull the filter and replace the oil. I don't know where the filter is on this unit. I think it's here on the driver's side, somewhere like way out in the back, but I have not really been able to put my eyeballs on it just yet. Actually, hang on. Sticking my flanges in there, I think I got a hold of it. Down here by the battery. Yep, there she is, I see it. It says cat right there. So it's lodged in behind that battery. That's a tight squeeze for an oil filter, man. Wow, I'm gonna have to take the battery out to get it. Okay, well, the drain plug on this diesel is gonna be obviously located on the bottom of the unit. And since these things are armor plated with 1-inch thick armor, we've got to pull some access panels apart to gain access to the drain plug. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. That looks like a 1/2 inch or maybe 13 millimeter. All right, so I grabbed a 13, we'll try that. Get rid of the wet wipes. We don't need those right now. Ah, you have returned.
Yeah.
Would you care to plug that back in with the little drain thing? Point it down and just like connect it and hook it up for me?
Sure.
That'd be cool. Thank you, dear. All right. Close. How about that? Found some dirt. Okay, that's a new one. Put that over there. So it appears there's some dirt in the way. A lot of it. Look at that. I hope this is where the drain plug is, or maybe that's it. Oh, dude. Is this normal for you heavy equipment guys? You gotta do this kind of stuff? Over here digging dirt out from the under armored panel here. Ooh, I've never seen the bottom of one of these. Look at that. It's kind of crazy. Oh, it's still coming out. Ugh. Yeah, this is 2 years of dirt buildup. It's never been serviced. Look at that big old chunk right there. I don't need you. What? It just keeps coming out, man. Look at this. No way.
There you go.
This will rot your fenders out. You can't do this. I'm still not seeing a drain plug anywhere. Maybe this is just the dirt clean out. I'm gonna be so upset if that's the plug. Okay, what are we looking at up here? Nothing, everything. I still can't see. Okay, I got some light on the subject here. There's our dirt pile of debris. Now looking up, you can see there's the oil pan, and I believe I found the drain plug. Now this is gonna tell us everything we need to know about when this thing has been serviced. Do you see how there's 0 witness marks for a tool on that plug? That means we are doing this thing's first oil change. Let's go fetch ourselves a socket and we'll pull that plug out of there and start draining. Alrighty, let's get that drain plug popped out of here. I need to get a container to take an engine oil sample. Now, especially since it's like the first oil change, I should definitely have the laboratory take a gander at that. Plus, I sold the service, so that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, we'll shove our light up in that hole there. And you can see our little guy. I think it's 22 mil with the socket on it. That's a tight squeeze. Look at that. Here, you guys. Oh, I lost it. Going back in. We good? Snap it loose here on the clickage. Oh, that's tight. Come on, baby, come on. It either came loose or slipped. Hope I didn't just slip the deal there. There, that's better. Oh, wow, that was tight. Oh, there's the oil. We're leaking. There she comes. Okay. Give this the reach up in there treatment. Yeah, I'm gonna get dirty either way. Is what it is. Come on. Good thing it's not scalding hot. Let it ride. There we go. Okay, so let's take a little bottle here. We're gonna get a sample midstream. We can send that off to the lab, get it checked out. This is not the correct sample gathering bottle, but I don't have the correct sample gathering bottle, so we're just gonna put it in that one until later. Ooh, it's nasty. I'm making a mess, need pig mats. Okay, samples collected, that's good. We'll let that thing drain for a while. While that's draining, we'll figure out how to dig this oil filter out from around back in there. Yeah, that's gross. Okay, so I'm gonna try this out here. I've got a old school style strap filter wrench that appears to fit these filters fairly well. So if we need to take this loose, that means we need to spin it that way from this orientation. So this tool goes in like so. I want to try to sneak it up around that filter in there. And I don't even know, I might have to take the battery out, guys. Which I don't want to. Ah, got it, it's on. Yeah. Shoe. Let's get it kind of set up here. And I'll give it a, I got the thing leveraged right here, so I'll push it away. Oh, that's tight. Ooh, it turned, I think. Yep, she's turning. Awesome. Woohoo. Okay, it's loose, so let me get my tools out. I'll reach in here. Let me get a pig mat for the spillage. I don't want oil, dirt pooling up at the bottom of this thing. That would not be okay. Pig mats refer to the oil absorption mats. Over here in the box. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, it's a super paper towel. So we'll stuff this under the filter, and then any driblets will end up in that thing. Then we can do this clean and clear and fresh without nasty. Even though the whole job's moderately nasty. It's gonna drip right on my hand. There we go. How do I get that to come out? Through here? It does not come out through here. Maybe it's got to come out through the top, I suppose. Can you guys see in there? Let's see if I can get this thing out of here. Bear with me there, fellas. I'm doing some crazy stuff. You know, if you guys can see back there. How about now? I can't even see what I'm trying to do. Seriously? No, it's not gonna come that way. So how do you get it out once you get it off? Caterpillar guys. Is there any Caterpillar guys here? I need to know. These wires are so thick, I can't really manipulate them. Return to dealer for service. Yeah. Here we go. If I flex that plastic in, got it. There's our filter. Okay. 4 minutes to get an oil filter out. That's awesome. Okay, so the same as it came apart, that's how it's gonna go back together. Fortunately, we've got this nice little cover on the battery post, so I'm not gonna short this thing to ground. We're gonna slide that guy back in there. Really tight squeeze, boys. There we go. Got it. That's in position. Get that back on the housing. You know, they could have flipped that around and just made it point this way. That would be cool. Or even put an access panel down below. But I'm no engineer. Yeah, let's get the pig mat out of there. That's highly effective. Look at that. I think we're tight-ish. You have to finish it off with the tool, so we want to go this way now, right? So you push that way, push the lever to the right, it makes it tighter. Yep. Just kind of getting the feel for this thing in here. Kind of. I'll tell you right now, I'm not charging enough money. Oh, no way. Yeah, Caterpillar guys, how much does this cost in the dealership? Do you know? Like, what's the PM service on this machine gonna run? Either way, the filter's on. It's getting tight. Now, one thing to notice, or to note, and it doesn't matter what you're working on, if you're using a tool to tighten up an oil filter, you must not dent the case of the filter, because what will happen is through thermal cycling and pressure changes on that filter, if you put a dent in there, it's going to work harden that dent area, that little crease, and it's going to make it break, and your filter will break open, and then you'll be hemorrhaging oil pressure through your damaged filter, and it happened during installation, so be careful, don't do that. So, filter's on. Let's go back down below, and I'm going to put the that drain plug back in, and I'll return that plug to the 10,000 foot-pounds of torque that I found it at, and we can get this thing refilled. Oh, let's see here. Got to make sure we keep that nice and clean. And not touching dirt, not touching dirt, not touching dirt, not touching oil. Feeling around in the hole. I don't know if y'all can see in there. I can't. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Whew, buddy. All right, drain plugs, finger tight. It's finger licking good. Oh. Okay, 10,000 foot-pounds coming in here. One more tug. Click. All right, that guy's tight. Now we need to fill the crankcase up. And I don't recall what the spec was. I have the manual to this, but it got wet, so all the pages are one big ink blot. So I'm relying on the Google Machines specification info. So I did read in the sections of the manual that were not destroyed by the water damage to follow the manufacturer's instruction regarding the oil quantities and fluid types. Now this is clearly a diesel. It requires a CK4 and an API rating. I don't know the ACEA rating or whatever. Let me know what that is if you guys know. That being said, in my boxes over here, I do not have any cat diesel oil. Like I said, I believe it calls for a 540, and I've read you can run a 1030, and you can also run a 1540. Now, I'm a big fan of 1540 because I would consider 1540 like the universal weight. I'll preface that with always follow your manufacturer's instructions, but you can put 1540 in a lawnmower, you can put it in a locomotive. 1540 is like that oil that sort of works with everything. I don't have any 540 here, so I'm going to use 1540 because I have a bunch of it. I think I'm going to use the regular, like there's a good, better, and a best Amsoil 1540 diesel oil. I have the better and the best. I don't have the good. That's just like the regular OE interval one. So I think I'm just gonna get, I don't need the signature series. I'm gonna use this one. We'll use the regular, the better option. And I believe this is API. I believe it meets all the specs. CK4 and API, right? Let me see if I can see. See back panel for details. Let's see, CK4, it meets that. ACEA 9, this requires E9. That says E9, so it meets that spec. So yeah, this meets the specs for this machine. We're using it. Cool, I'm smart. Okay, ultimate pouring things. We're going Amsoil style. Got a big nozzle going into a little nozzle. Let's see if we can pull this off without spillages. So since I do not know offhand what the specified specification is, we're gonna wing it. I'm gonna throw some oil in there and then check the dipstick. Then once the dipstick's checked, we can check again. So this container is 2.5 gallons. It's gonna be 10 quarts. It might be way more than we need. I don't know if this is like a 6 quart or an 8 quart or a 10 quart engine. But we will find out. Dip and stick back. Yeah, we're gonna need some more. Okay. We're gonna need a lot more. That stick was dry. It's good. I need a little bit more, and I do not wish to break open another 2.5 gallon jug, so we'll just use the little quart bottle here. Get you nice and topped off. Heavy duty protection. Another. Okay, checking it. We have not done the engine start yet, so the filter is still empty. And we're coming up right on our fill mark. So we can go ahead and start it, prime the filter and the lines, and then if we need to, I'll add another quart. We're probably about 1 quart low at this point. So we are 10 quarts, 11 quarts into it so far. Let's go around to the cabin, hop on in and fire this unit up, and then we'll check that level. Beginning engine starting sequence now. Okay, so at this point the filter's full, the rest of the system's full. I don't see a bunch of oil dumping out everywhere. So looks like that's moderately successful here. Let's check our level one last time, see where we're sitting. And we're right there in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and top this off at another 1/2 quart or so. Now, I don't have any of the regular, the 4 times protection Amsoil, but I do have 1 little quart of the 6X. I realized that was the HD version. It still meets all of the specs according to the sticker. CK4, there's our CK4, and an E9, ACEA E9, ACEA E9, so this meets the specs for this engine. I wonder if this is cheaper than the cat oil, the stuff that actually comes from Caterpillar. We're gonna give this half of this one. This is the best option due to the additive package for longevity, hence the 6Xs and the 4Xs and the level of wear protection. I believe that's an indicator of the ZDDP content, the zinc content. Zinc being the lay term for the ZDDP. Science. And one last recheck. We're just shy of the full mark. I'm good with that. We're gonna leave that just like it is. And that will complete the engine lubrication service section of this particular 4-cylinder Caterpillar diesel. Okay, so like I said, we're doing a preventative maintenance service, not just an oil change, so to speak. So there's a few other items we need to address here, and that is going to be the cooling package. See this right here? That is a seriously nasty radiator. If we take a look down below, it's got its fan down here, and look at that. That is a hydraulic motor that runs that fan. You see that guy? So it runs over here to the hydraulic pump or the hydraulic fluid filter, and that takes all of its fluid flow pressure from the pump on the engine, which I believe is going to be located under the cab down here in the chassis, which we don't need to get to. But what we do need to do is make sure that these radiator fins are clean and free of obstructions, because these things operate in dirty environments. So what we're gonna do is grab the garden hose, run that over here, and we're gonna wash out this radiator to make sure it stays free, clear, and able to pass air as designed. So let me go grab that unit, and we'll give this thing a bath real quick before we close up the engine compartment. All right, come on, garden hose. Here we go. So basically, we're just going to take the hose nozzle, rinse out the fins on the radiator and the fins on the AC condenser. That way it stays nice and cool in the cabin. Just going to get all the dirt and stuff out of here. Give it a hose down. Nice little spray. I have decided not to do the fuel filter just yet. Number one, it's getting a little late in the day and I'm kind of running out of some time to tinker with such things, so I might pick that up tomorrow. Additionally, I'm going to do the final drive oil changes on both sides tomorrow as well, because I need to pressure wash all that dirt out of the area. All those tracks and the drive units here, it's covered in dirt from last time it was used, and I don't want to try to do fluid services with dirt everywhere. So we're going to pressure wash all that out, check for additional grease fittings in there while we're there, do the final drive oil, and then we'll grease up for a second round of grease on all the pins on this unit. The pins referring to all the pivot points on the machine. Now, I've gone through and greased them all one other time already. It pretty much took an entire tube of grease to get all of the grease fittings on this, but what I want to do is drive the machine around and operate all the features, the boom and the forks up front, everything that has a moving part that's greasable. I want to run those with the first set of grease that I put in it, and then after they've been run and that grease has had a chance to move around, I'm going to go back in again and grease them for a second time. Because, like I said, I'm of the opinion that this machine has received zero to minimal service over its short lifespan thus far. So we've got all that nice stuff cleaned off. No more dust and dirt. Let's rinse out the bottom of this chassis right here. Yeah, look at all that. You know, same thing with like your fuel cap. You want to make sure this stuff stays hosed off and clean. That way when you pop the cap, dirt doesn't fall into the fuel system, ultimately taxing the filter. Because, I mean, you want the filter to filter the dirt, but at the same time, you don't want to feed it dirt.
Now they're all working.
What are you guys doing? Fixing your brakes? Do it again, lock them up.
They all stop it now.
Hang on a second, he fixed his brakes on this thing. Yeah, hit it, lock them up, man. See, don't hit the tree thing or whatever. It's gonna be good. Woo, look at that go. Smokey and the Bandit. Nice. Okay, yeah, they work. How's the pedal feel? Good? Is it tight? Look at that banana boat rocking around. That's awesome, man. I love that car. Dude, you can't sell that car. It's too cool. One wheel wonder. Get it. Oh man, that's the best part of my day right there. That was it. Oh, one other thing, these radiators, if you unbolt that right here, and I think right over there, the radiator will pivot upwards to give you more access in case you got to do work inside of here. I saw that on the internet. Yeah, see, I didn't just wing it. I watched some YouTube videos before I started working on it to learn what to do. Told you guys, I'm YouTube certified. AC compressors right there, runs off the belt. I have yet to identify any other components in there. That's the battery disconnect. Yeah, make that nice and shiny. Oh yeah, look at here. Way back there by the turbo, that's the DPF, the diesel particulate filter. It does have emissions equipment on it, even though it is off-road machinery. So there is an emissions system right here. Yeah, there's our turbocharger, little guy right there. And behind that, that's the whole exhaust filter that hopefully does not present problems in the future, which they do. I wonder if that's why it's all the way in the back. Makes it harder to get. Yeah, look at all, still dirt draining out of there. I should probably pop that cover off right there too and get the dirt out of that as well. I know there's more in there. But then if I do that, I'm gonna have to pull the cab up and get all the dirt out of the chassis. Maybe we'll save that for the second video on this particular machine here. There is more work to do, and I don't think any of that's gonna happen today. So we're gonna consider this part one of the preventative maintenance service on our year 2020 Caterpillar 289 D3 model. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna prep for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. I'm gonna back it out. We're gonna operate the boom and the features real quick just to make sure. Actually, I'm probably gonna back it out. I have enough sealing here. Yeah, I'm gonna operate all this stuff just to smear all that grease around. And then once that's handled, we're gonna shut it down and call it good. So you guys hang out right here and I'm gonna get this thing greased up and spread all that stuff around.
That's what I need.
Okay, so this thing has like it's a quick disconnect for the front attachments. So this whole black little bulkhead thing has it's got like a hydraulic ram running across it right there. And that ram runs some levers that operate the pins that lock in the, well, for the locks that lock that stuff in. So what we're gonna do is actuate those lock pins a little bit to make sure that they receive some lubrication as well. I'll show you real quick. What we do is unlock that little button there, and then when we rotate that rocker switch, it's gonna actuate the hydraulic circuit for those little pins and release them. Watch this. Pin coming up, see that? And that one got kind of stuck. Like I said, I've already greased it. That side. But what we want to do is move it around, that way I can grease it again, make sure everything stays good. We're locked in, that guy's locked in, that's good. Let's go ahead and I think I'm gonna back this thing out and park it. Alrighty boys, I think we are about done with this particular episode. The fellas have closed up the shop. It's past 5. I'm gonna park this over here to secure the front door. We're gonna shut her down, and that is going to finalize the conclusion of the content that I have today on this particular piece of heavy equipment. As I said before when we first started, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never worked on one of these before, so it's been a learning curve. You guys in the field, if you're out there, let me know about this situation. What did I do right, what did I do wrong in the comment section down below. Do not forget to subscribe for future content such as this. Let me know if you'd like to see more things on such vehicles, if I can get a hold of them. And most importantly, before you tap that like button down below, do not forget to have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later in a video. End of Cat 289 D3 Preventive Maintenance Service Part 1. End of transmission. Powering down. Pew.